and welcome back to my channel. My name is SIMplieSims. I do apologize for this video. It is going to be quite short. For some reason when I went to record the video, my recording didn't happen, so I'm just going to try and go over everything that I can. I did do the regular story. She's unemployed, she has a skill in programming and logic, and she has high funds, likes acting, horse racing, all of this fun stuff, which I'm gonna actually go back and change. However, anyways, my name is SIMplieSims. Welcome to and welcome back to my channel, depending on what that is for you. And today is day 3 of our 30-day Create a Sim challenge. Today is Alien Disguise, and I chose to do Poppy here. I thought of many different ways to start out this idea with her, just because I've never done an alien sim, or at least I haven't done one in a very, very, very long time. So I'm hoping that I did, pretty good justice for her. I gave her the same skin that I got when I randomly generated her. And then I just gave her very, very bright blue eyes. I thought that was just, some alienistic thing to be a bit contrast with her sim disguise. I also made her very, normal sim. Think of it like normal SpongeBob scenario where everything is way too, eerily happy and uncanny. And so that's kind of the approach that I took towards this. I gave her lots of different things that would pertain to a quote-unquote normal sim, but also what an alien sim might like or do or whatever. So, of course, we got the Batu music in there, we got the world music in there, naturescapes, Poppy did her research when she was trying to study for being a human, and a lot of things show that we like nature musics and stuff, so I kind of envisioned that while I was making her. I also tried to give the contrast of not really having negative moods or desiring negative moods from others, just because again I feel like a quote-unquote normal sim would just want to have very happy sims around. So I've got her disliking pessimistic sims and emotional decision makers, egotistical sims, high energy sims, just because that can be a bit much, which is understandable, but ambitionless sims and so on and so forth. As for her clothes, they kind of remain the same. The only difference is between her dressed up party outfits and her everyday. Her dressed up party outfits are going to be the only ones that are actually a difference. And so now we're looking at Poppy as a sim. We have some very interesting colors. I tried to have some sort of color variation between all of the outfits. Very basic sim things as well. I got her nails done as a very nude, neutral color. I had her choose some very just basic clothing. And I chose her to have these braids. I thought the braids were really fun, just because I haven't done a sim with braids before, and so I wanted to try and incorporate that and challenge myself a bit here. But we have a little bit of jewelry going on that's consistent throughout each outfit, which I think an uncanny valley sim would have, is just very basic jewelry things, nothing that's flashy, but nothing that's going to make it so they stand out. So and then I tried to also give her a little bit more alien style makeup, because that's what she's used to. Maybe she didn't do enough research to figure out what makeup would look like on a normal sim. So she kind of throws herself out there a little bit with, alien makeup on her. And then for a lot of the other ones, I just removed her makeup just because you wouldn't have makeup like for activewear or sleepwear or even in the pool. I mean, Poppy wouldn't, based on the research that she has done. Just to try and, again, fit in with the other Sims and not stand out too much. If you guys have not watched the other 2 episodes, I highly recommend going back and doing that. We have day 2 as all one color, and I chose a color that was kind of a challenge for me, just in the sense that sometimes I can't find contrasts because I am colorblind, and as well as day 1 being Sim Self. So we made a physical version of SIMplieSims. Highly recommend going to watch those videos if you haven't already. But of course, that is your choice. I'm not going to force you to do anything that you don't want to. I gotta earn that. So for her party, she did have this very lavish, sparkly, shimmery, long dress that I had her wear. So I wanted to do some kind of flashy makeup for her as well. But not, again, too flashy because Poppy doesn't really know what she's doing. And then I don't think I changed up much of her jewelry. I kind of kept it very consistent through each of the outfits with a very consistent like chapstick look for her lips and a little bit of blush to kind of give a little bit of tones to the face, of course. And I think that's really all that I did. Of course, when we get to like colder weather, I like to use a more pink based blush to represent that it's cold and she's cold, and that is something that is in my style of how I make my Sims. And then I went back through because I was like, I don't know if I want to keep the same hairstyle each time. Poppy definitely did do her research, but maybe she didn't do it enough because she only changes her hair every once in a while. But then I started finding some hairstyles I liked, and I really liked this braided updo for Poppy for her everyday. And so I went with that and ran with it and tried to see if I could find other hairstyles that would work with each of the outfits that I've made already, which is kind of backwards for me as well. Because typically I will, I think I do the hair first and then I do the outfit and I kind of base it like that. Or depending on the type of theme that I'm going for, I try to match them to look a little bit cohesive. But I wanted to, again, challenge myself a little bit. This is a Create a Sim challenge. So I wanted to go out of my comfort zone of trying to find hairstyles after I've designated specific outfits, and makeup is already done along with the jewelry. And I was having a really hard time trying to find what hairstyle I liked. Just because I wanted this hat to be incorporated. I thought it was really cute that I got this random formal outfit for Poppy, and it looked really, really nice. So I wanted to incorporate it, but I didn't know exactly what would look good because every single time I did some sort of updo, of course the hat would cover it. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I wish that the hats would not cover like updos. Like if there was a little bit of ponytail, the ponytail would kind of show a little bit because we're not just gonna stuff all of our hair into a hat most of the time. I mean, sometimes you can, but a lot of the time you're not really going to. You're just gonna have your hairstyle underneath the style that is or underneath the hat. So, and then I tried to kind of go a bit more with braids again for each of her styles, or something more like curly haired based, which we're so limited to, and this is why I miss CC so much, because yes, we have some beautiful hairstyles so far for curly hair and coily hair, but I don't feel like we have enough, and I don't feel like we have enough that are very cohesive for, like, say, side parts versus middle parts. We definitely have an imbalance versus like all over. So I think we need more. And when again, if you guys want me to, if you are interested in it, if I do any of these Sims from the Create a Sim Challenge over, I personally would want to redo Poppy in my style with CC, because I think I'd be able to go a little bit more in depth with her and have a little bit more fun. Just because what I was envisioning, I just wasn't finding exactly what I was looking for. And then I found these beautiful braids here with the color, and I was trying to find the style that didn't have the color on the ends. However, I do like the transition from black to blonde to purple, which I think is really pretty and really cool. Ooh. And then I tried to match one of these funky little beanies to the jumpsuit as best as I could. Some colors matched, some colors did not. I'm sure you guys would be the bigger tells of that for me, but I thought it looked nice. Let me know if the colors are a little too far off. But then we got some of our outfit pictures in for some possible publicity later. And you guys are definitely going to go through that with me just a little bit. That way we can kind of go over the outfits, take a quick sneak peek at them again. And that's really about it. I mean, she looks happy with her look. Look at her. She's got that huge smile on. Now we're just going to look at the clips that I was able to get when I was having my recording issues. And so we kind of look back through some of her outfits as I pick them out. That way I at least gave you guys something of, a creative makeover. Just because I lost all of that footage and unfortunately I was not able to re-record. But I did kind of go back through like I did in our previous footage to do her makeup. So in this, I did a little bit more of her outfits. I made them pretty basic, but I also kind of went back through and tried to make them a little less basic. And so you'll see the comparison to what the outfits were before I changed them to the final ones that we saw at the beginning of the video when we had run through and redone her hair and her makeup. So there was quite a few different options that I wanted to go through for her. I wanted her to have some sort of flashy dress for a party because I think Poppy would have thought that a party outfit would be super like going out instead of formal. So I think she took that leap and was like, okay, well, they technically like very fancy stuff when it comes out to a party. So having her in a very flashy dress would be appropriate in her research brain. So that is why I chose that dress for her. There were a few other ones, but I just didn't like how they sat on her, and I didn't like any of the colors that were coming through. So definitely went with the more silver blue dress that gave us those honestly really cool eyeshadows as well when we went back and changed her makeup. I did kind of want a boot. This is a huge thing for me when I make cold weather outfits is I like to give them boots. It's cold. Sometimes it is, snowing. So I like them to always have boots or something with per se traction. That is just a personal preference of mine. I don't know about you guys, but that is kind of just my own thing that I follow for myself. And So now, I believe I went back through and kind of did the same with Poppy's alien look. I went back through, or this is just when I realized that it stopped recording again. So now I just went back through for the second part of the clip, which is in the first half, which I was going to switch it around, but I chose not to, just because I didn't like how it flowed. I just wanted to do like a pop-in of, hey, these are the quick outfit changes. And then now, same thing with what I did with the green sim, is I kind of gave her like a backstory, and I did some sort of lore instead of doing like the Create a Sim challenge. So again, if you guys want me to put her on the gallery so that you guys can have her, because again, she is Maxis match. She is base game Sims, no CC, no mods. So let me know if you guys want me to upload her, and of course I will change her description so that it includes the 30-day Create a Sim challenge kind of consecutive descriptions that are cohesive between each other and it's not confusing. But you guys will just have to let me know if you want her on there, and I would be happy to upload her. Everything that I have ever made is on the gallery under my GalleryID, SIMplieSims. I have quite a few things up there from over the years of having Sims, and since the gallery's been changed and added and all of this fun stuff. So definitely give it a check out in case there's some Sims that you like, or Sims that kind of catch your eye, or even lots or pets, because I did that as well. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, whatever. Bye.